I'd like to talk a bit about the analytics that are involved in the ICS solution. Analytics here often have a financial basis, since so much about inventories is really about finance. In fact, we could argue that inventory management is in essence funds management that is taking place in the supply chain. And it's really in some sense not that dissimilar from investing on the stock market. In both cases, we have a pool of capital, we have a portfolio of investment opportunities called products or stocks. We're going to make investments in those products in the face of volatility and risk, with a view to optimizing the yields from those investments. Now, what are those yields? The yields are, of course, customer service, which ultimately translates into margin. Further yields would be capital productivity. So we have the minimum amount of lazy capital. And the third yield would be operating stability, the avoidance of unnecessary costs due to emergency actions, for example. Now, in order to try and optimize these investments in inventories, we do need to analyze a number of things. What is probably most important is we need to be able to review the future for which we're investing. To do that, we need to produce models of the future, that is simulations. We need to be able to paint scenarios to see how our plans to invest might impact that, or that might impact our plans in return. What is important here is that we also need to be able to monitor our KPIs to see what we're managing to achieve or where we're falling short. Analytics also need to be able to help us prioritize those matters, those problems that we need to fix in a descending order of impact. We need to tackle the low-hanging fruit first before we start tackling the really, really hard ones to solve. And so our analytics need to give us that capability. And if we take a look at what most systems produce, is they produce quite a shortfall in this area. And our objective in ICS is in fact to supplement the information, the analytics to such an extent that the inventory staff can become inventory analysts, where they will spend most of their time interrogating data rather than manipulating data. If we can do that with schooled analysts and with very good analytical tools available, we will have stacked the future in our favor. And that's exactly what in ICS we are trying to do.